Welcome to Do Nothing Project. As you can see, we're already very skilled at the Do Nothing piece. We practiced it for, I'm not sure how many minutes we are right now, but it's just floundering around with the technology there. So I am hiding in the corner of my parents' small apartment in Toronto because we're here visiting them, and I'm in the place that's the absolute furthest from my 6-year-old son Eden, who is being very fussy lately, and he may at any moment erupt in an enormous throaty wail. So this is the place that's the relative quietest in the, and I have no idea how to actually make this go mute if that happens on the phone. So let's fingers crossed that doesn't happen. So Do Nothing. What's the Do Nothing project about? Actually, Andrew sent me an excellent little image right before we started here. It said, meditation, better than sitting around doing nothing. There's a sign on like a community center, marquee or something. So what is the spirit of the Do Nothing spirit? Well, it really is about sort of like leading with this idea that we're really not going to try to control our experience too much. That we're going to kind of front load things with the easygoing lack of expectations. This is the equanimity piece. And this means that no matter what chaos happens around us, baby erupting, listening to my parents doing dishes over in the corner, the technology not working, or in your case, whatever thing is going on in your surroundings, whether it's sounds, whether it's sensations, whether it's situations that you don't really feel, that the idea is that you're going to just let go of all that stuff. You're going to let it all be there. You're going to let go trying to control it, trying to make it perfect. And we're just going to sit inside the reality of this moment, this life, with an attitude of more or less welcoming easygoingness. So I'm going to lead a real bare bones practice, the usual kind of thing that we do here. I'm not going to do too much, talking about some idea or even getting into questions just because I'm wiped out and I've got the baby to worry about. So I'm just going to do 25-minute meditation. And then afterwards we'll bow out and I'll see you in the next week. But for now, we're just going to do one that's really the kind of classic do nothing emphasis. So when you're ready, you can just sort of find a position that feels comfortable for you. And if you want to have your eyes open or closed, it's kind of up to you. If they're open, nice to have them kind of half-mast looking at the ground in front of you. If they're closed, that's fine as well. Some people like them open because they find it kind of prevents going into daydreaming and thinking, having the eyes open. So if that's you, you can always experiment with that. So we can start with a few breaths, to kind of nice deep breaths to kind of prepare the body for practice. So as you breathe in, stretching up the spine a bit. Nice long exhale. The exhale is sort of the downward motion. So even now as I'm breathing out, I'm just sort of like breathing out all the tension that I just experienced in the past 20 minutes. Just breathing it out, letting the shoulders settle. You can imagine you're breathing out any anxiety, any swirling material, as though it could just, that long exhale, it's like it's all kind of settling. And right at the start here, we connect to our commitment to be okay with nothing happening. So, okay with the exact situation as it is, all the sounds, the sights, the feelings that you brought with you, not trying to suppress them. But it also means not trying to bring in any expectations to the sit itself, kind of ideas of what you want to have happen. Just sort of seeing if you can leave all that at the entryway as we prepare for this pure practice of doing mostly nothing. So equanimity is, I think of this sometimes as the skill of just sitting on a porch on a Sunday afternoon, kind of content. The mind moves from this thing to that thing, maybe. It's not necessarily focused on any problems. It's just kind of relaxed, and you're kind of just enjoying just being. smooth inside. If you notice any bracing, any desire to tense against sounds, any urgency, just see if you can kind of breathe that out. So this is actually a perfectly good meditation right here, just sitting and enjoying your own company. But if you want something that creates a little bit of structure, you can choose to pay attention to something in your experience. So you can choose to pay attention to the feeling of your breath, maybe. Or maybe you're looking at the ground in front of you. And maybe you're feeling your hands or the ground under you, feeling the sensation of being connected to the ground. The first training in meditation is the training of that easygoingness, equanimity. But the next is choosing how you want to direct your attention. This basic thing we're allowed to do. You don't have to pay attention to whatever is stressful in your experience. You can just shift your attention, focus on something else. Mind wanders, bring it back. Try this for a little while. Okay, good. So really the primary practice here is a practice of just sitting and being with yourself and enjoying the sense of being connected to these other people who are all practicing right now, and just not needing to fill your time with anything. It's an opportunity to take a break, to reset, let the whole nervous system relax. And we can just sit and be as one way of doing that, or we can lightly kind of be paying attention to something that we kind of enjoy paying attention to, the breath or the hands. It's not high excitement, but there's something that draws us to a particular anchor, sensation. And there's sort of an intuit quality here, letting yourself kind of get into the simplicity of breathing, of sitting, of feeling your hands or the ground or whatever it is. Also work with sounds. Go with each out breath, it's like you're breathing out a little more tension, whatever. Anytime you notice a stiffness or a tightness, just kind of seeing if you can soften that a little bit with the out breath. Letting the hands be soft, the shoulders. But don't lose the integrity of the straight spine. Good. And the progress of meditation is a lot about a progress of kind of becoming lighter, of letting things go. So even in every moment, you can kind of just be curious: are you holding on to anything, gripping on anything, and what would happen if you just sort of let that go? Kind of softening the face, letting go of any fixated thought, any kind of obsessive pattern, just seeing if you can let that go. Come back to just the feeling of breathing, or just listening, or just sitting, just being, enjoying this opportunity to take a break, to just be. What a gift to be able to give yourself. Okay, good. So just a couple minutes left. Always nice to finish with some kind of practice that's about stoking friendliness or appreciation or gratitude. So you can kind of do that in different ways. I like to just sort of picture somebody that I care about. Could be also a stranger, even a difficult person. And you just kind of picture them happy. And just imagine that you can send them some friendliness. So you might say, may you be well, may you be happy. And you just sort of notice what it feels like to kind of wish them well. And you can just keep doing this with one person. Maybe it's an animal. Maybe it's a little kid. Just wishing them well. May you be well. May you be happy. And maybe you get bored of doing that and you want to try a new person, or maybe there's another person just naturally, spontaneously pops into your head. And you can do that with them as well. It's like you're just practicing appreciating this person, noticing what that feels like, not making a big deal of it. And maybe just shifting into here for the last 30 seconds, just appreciating this opportunity to sit in this community. I certainly do. All the people that make this happen, Andrew and Lily, primarily. For me, Milan and Tristan too helped me out. Who's around in your life that kind of like allowed you to do this yourself? Thanking yourself, thanking the community for holding the structure. Yeah, thank you. Oh man, is this thing working? I think I'm frozen there. So I have no idea if this thing is even working now. I hope it is. I hope you guys had a good meditation. My apologies for the technical difficulties. Yeah, it was one of those kinds of nights. Yeah, it's so funny. I actually just very grateful for the practice, like noticing how even in that 20, 25 minutes, at the beginning I was like, everything was going crazy. The baby was going ballistic. Baby was crying. I'm like, no, you gotta go set up this thing over here. I'm trying to find this place behind the couch next to like the plant. Technology's not working. Everything's, my parents, I can hear my mom like open up pill bottles and throwing dishes all over the place. And now, everything's good. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. I will see you next week.